Hello guys, in this video I'm gonna go over percents, fractions and decimals, and we're gonna convert these percent to fractions or fractions to the decimals. We're gonna do a couple of problems on the conversion too. Okay, so let's first of all let's talk about what is a percent. So percent means per cent. Cent here means 100, means out of 100. Let's say if somebody says 25%. So that means 25 per cent. Cent is 100. So means 25 out of 100. Or let's say you got 33%. So it is basically 33 out of 100. And you notice this is a fraction. So basically percent, basically we are expressing a fraction where the denominator is 100. So if somebody asks you to change, let's say change percent to fraction, change percent to fraction. So if you notice carefully what we did, we basically divide this number by 100 and we got our fraction. So let's say somebody said change 58% into a fraction. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna write 58 and we're gonna divide it by 100. So now this is a fraction, right? So we changed the percent into fraction, so just divide it by 100. So what I'm gonna say, so you basically divide by 100 when you are changing percent to fraction. Now let's say you want to convert this fraction into a decimal. So you got here, let's say you got 58 over 100. You got a fraction and they want you to change that fraction into a decimal. So basically we're going to divide 58 by 100. That gives me 0.58. Or the other way to think about it is you got 58. 58 can be written as 58.0, right, which is same as 58, and you're dividing or by 100. So what we're gonna do, the number of zeros you're dividing it by, so it's 100, you're dividing it by 100, have two zeros. We're gonna move this decimal to the left by that many times the number of zero here. So there are two zeros, we're gonna move this decimal by 2 times. So we got decimal over here right in front of 5. So we got 0.58. Okay, let's do one more. If you got, let's say 37 by 1000, 37 can be written as 37.0. So now there are three zeros, so we're gonna move the decimal by 3 places to the left. We're gonna move it to the left. So 1, 2 and one more. So there is no number, so we're gonna add 0 over there. So that will be decimal 037. You see, now the decimal from here moved to 1 place, 2 place, 3 place. Okay, so that's how you can convert this fraction into a decimal. All right, so let's do now, let's say if you are converting a fraction to a percent. So in this example over here, what we did, we convert percentage into fraction. Okay, that's where we divide it by 100. Now we're gonna do the opposite of it. That means we're gonna convert the fraction, to a percent. Okay, to a percent. So the example I have, I got, let's say 3/5. I got this fraction 3 by 5 and I want to change this fraction into a percent. So as we are doing the opposite of this, here we did divide by 100. So in this case, what we're gonna do in this case, we're gonna multiply by 100. Okay, we're gonna multiply, sorry, multiply by 100. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we got a fraction, we're gonna multiply it by 100, and that gives me 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 20 is 100, so 20 times 3 is 60, and this is your 60%. All right, let's do one more. Let's say you got 1/2. You got 1/2. Convert that fraction into a percent. Again, multiply it by 100. So 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 50 is 100, so 50 times 1 is 50, so you got 50%. So basically 3/5 of a fraction is 60%, or 1/2 is basically 50%, and we all know 1/2 is 50%. So the rule is, when you're changing percent to a fraction, we divide by 100, and when we are doing opposite of it, like fraction to a percent, we multiply by 100. All right, so let's do a couple of more problems. Let me do, okay, so let's say if somebody asks you, let's say find 33% of 100. Okay, all right, so what we're gonna do there, how we can find it. So again, so we're gonna break this word problem into numbers. Okay, 33%, which is 33%, cent is 100, of, wherever you see of in these kind of problems, is multiplication. So this of is this multiplication here. So 33% of 100. Okay, so 100 times 1 is 100, got you 33 times 1 is 33. So 33% of 100 is 33. So let's do one more. Let's do one more problem. Let's say 10% of 80. Okay, so calculate or find the 10% of 80. So 10%, 10%, 100, 10 out of 100, of, again of means multiplication, 80. Can I write 80 over there? So solve it. This gives you, this is basically 80 over 1, so we're gonna multiply numerator with the numerator, gives you 800, and denominator with the denominator 100, which gives you 8. So you see, so 10% of 80 is 8. All right, I hope this helps you guys. Okay, let's do one more kind of a problem you might see in these kind of problems. Okay, so let's say what percent what percent of 100 is 25? Okay, what percent of 100 is 25? Okay, let's say x percent of means multiplication, x percent of 100 is 25. So we need to find this x. See, that's what they're asking. What percent of 100? And I said, let's say x percent of 100 is 25. Now x percent means x out of 100. Okay, multiply by 100 is equal to 25. Okay, so again 100 times the 1 is 100, so we solve it. So x multiplied by 1 is x is equal to 25. That means 25% of 100 is 25. I think that makes sense, right? So these kind of problem you might see when you are taking a test or an exam. Teacher might ask you. Okay, so you should work on these problems and do a couple of more and you'll be good to go. All right, and let me do one more time the review. So percent, So percent is basically percentage, that's where you divide it by 100, okay, and then it will turn into a fraction. So percent means out of 100, percent, cent means 100, okay, and when you're converting percent to fraction, you just divide it by 100, okay, and when you're converting fraction to a decimal, just divide it. Basically, if it's 100, you move the decimal over here 2 times to the left, gives you 0.58. By 1000, you're gonna move it by 3 times. All right, and if we have to do opposite of it, which is converting fraction to the decimal, we're gonna do opposite of division, which is multiplication. So we're gonna multiply by 100, okay. So they said you have 3/5, this is a fraction, and convert that into a percent. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna multiply it by 100, and that, when we solve it, gives you 60%. So 3/5 of 100 is, or the 3/5 fraction is basically 60%, okay. And then you got problems here. If they ask you, they give you this word problem, what is 33% of 100? So 33% means 33 out of 100, and of is multiplication, and 100 is 100 there, so you solve it, you got the answer. So 33% of 100 is 33. So you can find any number, can be any number here, but the rule is same. I'm using the easy number so that you see, okay. So 10% of 80, 10 out of 100, of means multiplication, 80 is there, so you solve it, it's 8. And if they ask what percent of 100 is 25, and we're gonna say, let's say x percent of, which is multiplication, 100 is 25, and we're gonna write x percent means x out of 100, and simplify it, gives you x is equal to 25%. That means 25% of 100 is 25. All right, I hope this helps you guys. Please share with your friends and subscribe to the channel. I'll be making more videos. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.